Well, the new Attorney General, Lynch, confirmed yesterday that her department, the DOJ, is setting its sights on cops in Baltimore with an investigation into the methods of that department. Is that a good idea? What will the effects be? Former Deputy Assistant Attorney General of the Civil Rights Division of the DOJ, Robert Driscoll, joins us now from Washington. Mr. Driscoll, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Tucker.
So what's the point of this?
The point is to investigate any patterns or practices of unconstitutional behavior by the Baltimore Police Department.
Right. So it seems to be, though, a pattern where the Obama administration swoops in the wake of news stories that suit its political ends and starts investigating a police department. Some believe this is an effort to, in effect, federalize police departments. Do you believe that?
I don't think so, although I think there's that risk. I agree with you that there's been an optics problem with this department opening a pattern and practice investigation in response to public outcries to do so. In particular, Baltimore, I think that this investigation is warranted based on the history of this department. Yes. But in the context of, I mean, for example, Ferguson, I was skeptical that a pattern and practice was needed there. Other places I've been skeptical. And I do think there is some risk that the public now expects every time there's a high-profile matter, the feds will swoop in and help. And I don't think that's a healthy attitude to have.
So here, I have no trouble believing the Baltimore Police Department is corrupt. I know that the inmates literally ran a jail in Baltimore, so the city's obviously troubled and badly run. But you got to compare that concern to the concern of having a state's attorney in Maryland, Mosby, who clearly was just doing the bidding of the mob. So my question is, what's more dangerous to civil society, a couple bad cops or a prosecutor who's clearly out of control?
Well, I mean, I think that there's a good argument that the individual officers were likely overcharged and that the decision to charge them was made in haste. That's something that's outside of the jurisdiction of the Department of Justice, but in general, it is not a good idea to charge as quickly as she did. And I think more concerning are her public statements at the press conference where she charged, where she essentially said that she heard the calls for no justice, no peace, and that she told the crowd that she was working for justice for Freddie Gray, which I think in the context she made those statements did not make her seem like an impartial prosecutor. I think there's a big risk there, again, of setting expectations high, and that it may be a great win for her in the short term politically, but the question is what's going to happen if the verdicts go the other way. Will there be even more unrest? I look back at Ferguson, and I was skeptical then that I thought everybody from the Department of Justice made it seem like that was an open and shut case and that there needed to be justice on behalf of Michael Brown. And I think that contributes to the public's reaction when a verdict goes the other way, as opposed to letting everyone know in advance, hey, look, I'm the prosecutor, I'll present the facts where they lead, and it may well be that there's some police officers that have some liability here, but also it could turn out the other way. And I think no one is saying that, and I think the public will react badly if the verdict goes the other way.
And you'd think that law enforcement officials would see their job as protecting the rule of law and not affecting trendy social change. The whole thing is.
That's what they should be doing.
Amen.
And again, I think though it's important not to lose sight of the fact that what happened to Freddie Gray is fairly extreme and deserves to be investigated by someone. I mean, the man died in police custody.
I agree.
It wasn't an instance where he was necessarily attacking an officer or there was a response like there was in Ferguson. And so that certainly deserves to be looked at. But this notion that the feds are going to swoop in and fix everything every time there's one of these instances, I think is one that we should move away from to the extent we can.
Nicely put. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.